Hey everybody, today is Sunday, March 2nd, 2025. I'm with Shawn. We are here in the United Kingdom. We have flown all the way, we've driven all the way to the United Kingdom. We're back at Epcot here at the UK Pavilion. And the reason why we're here today is because I want to show you guys something pretty cool that sits right back here. You know how much Shawn and I love a good Labyrinth, and we have not done a Labyrinth video for you in a long time, and there is a Labyrinth back here. Now, with that being said, it's not exactly the most epic, amazing, crazy, large, huge Labyrinth. This will probably be the tiniest and quite possibly the easiest Labyrinth we've ever done before, but we've done some pretty bad Labyrinths before. This one here is pretty awesome though. But so all right, we're gonna check out this little Labyrinth here in the Epcot Pavilion here at Epcot. Again, it's tiny, it's little, but it is here, and it is a Labyrinth. So I do want to check it out. I do want to show it to you guys. I want to document this. If you're like us, and you want to find a Labyrinth, and you happen to find yourself here at Epcot,
there's one right here.
There's a Labyrinth for you to do. So, all right, let's go check out the Labyrinth. So before we even get to the Labyrinth, we actually have these really cool topiaries out here. There's a Mickey topiary right there. That is awesome. And then just kind of randomly over here, there's an elephant topiary. At first I thought maybe Dumbo, but no, the ears are way too tiny to be Dumbo. I'm thinking, and since we are here in the UK Pavilion, and that right there is the line to go meet Winnie the Pooh, I'm thinking that's a heffalump, right? Yeah. That has got to be, I'm going to say it's Lumpy the Heffalump. That is my assumption. If you guys are big fans of the Winnie the Pooh movies, all the spin-off movies, you guys know who Lumpy, the I'm a Heffalump. You gotta get that P in there. The I'm a Heffalump. I love it. I love Lumpy the Heffalump. That is pretty awesome. That's who I'm gonna say that is. Again, I don't know if that was the actual thought process behind the topiary here, but I'm gonna call it right now. That is the most obscure topiary here at Disney for the most obscure Disney character. That's gotta be Lumpy. All right, so we're entering the Labyrinth now. Although I gotta say, this is called a Labyrinth. People call it a Labyrinth all the time, but I think this is a bit more of a hedge maze. Not a very difficult hedge maze. You can see there are actual dead ends. So it's definitely a maze as opposed to a traditional Labyrinth, but again, not exactly the most difficult hedge maze you'll ever find. You're not going to be walking around crazy twists and turns and getting yourself too lost in here. I mean, you can walk down here and find yourself at a dead end. Shawn's doing pretty well though. You can see the different paths are actually, a lot of them are connected to each other, so you really can't get too lost going through this hedge maze here, or Labyrinth, however you want to describe this, to call this. And then of course you have issues like this where people have just so often walked straight through the foliage that it's not much of a maze at all. The more I walk this maze, the more I'm beginning to think that I've never actually done this before. I don't know if I've ever actually walked the full maze before. I've been over here hundreds of times. I've seen bands play in the gazebo inside the band shelter there just dozens and dozens of times. I know I've walked into the hedge maze before, but I don't know if I've ever actually walked the entire maze, because I'm only now just realizing it's all connected behind the actual gazebo. I did not realize the maze went back behind here before, which means there's no way I could have done this before. I mean, I am getting old. I could have very well just forgotten that this was a thing. I don't know, but I don't think I've ever walked this very crazy, difficult maze. Wait, I'm lost, Shawn. Where am I going? Oh, this way, right? Right? Oh, how did I ever get turned around in the maze? So again, I don't think I've ever done this. I honestly thought it was just a bit of a hedge maze over there, a bit of a hedge maze over there. I did not realize they were actually connected behind the gazebo. I've never been back here, at least to the best of my very old, not so great memory. I don't think I've ever done this before. Shawn, oh, look at that, Shawn's cheating. There's a stepping stone. Yeah, you're not wrong. There is a stepping stone there. I'm gonna say that technically is okay. But again, if we are gonna call this a labyrinth, there is no wrong way or right way to do a labyrinth. I guess though there is probably a wrong way and a right way to do a maze. And again, even though people do call this a labyrinth, I guess it technically is a little bit more of a maze, more so than it actually is a labyrinth. Look at that. How many kids a day do you think crawl through that little hole right there? Yeah, are you gonna crawl through the hole?
No.
And that right there is why the hedges get ruined. I can understand kids, taking it upon themselves to climb through the hedges. I mean, you gotta stop your kids do dumb things. you know, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, kids do dumb things, and you gotta stop them. You gotta say, "Hey, Billy. Hey, Shawn. Don't do that." That mom's like, "Go through the hole. Do it. Climb through the hole. Go back through." And that is why the people who are in charge of keeping this stuff up to, who are in charge of upkeeping this stuff, that's why they get paid the big bucks. I guess, in a weird way, they're keeping somebody employed. But don't let your kids crawl through the hedges. That's not how they work. Is Shawn officially lost? You have a look of puzzlement on your face right now.
I'm confused why there's a hole there.
Oh, well, we just found out why there's a hole there. We literally just saw why there's a hole there. So again, I don't think I've ever done this maze before. This is pretty awesome. I'm digging this. This is really, really cool. But again, whether you call it a maze, whether you call it a labyrinth, it's not a very difficult maze or a labyrinth. It does come to some dead ends right up against a fence here. Although, yeah, well, you might want to stay away from the fences. Comments down below. Is that poison ivy? Or like some kind of poisonous thing? I don't want to touch that. Those are very shiny leaves. They're not leaves of 3, but they are shiny. And I've heard if the leaves are shiny, you want to stay away. So yeah, for all you botanists out there, comments down below. Poison ivy? Not poison ivy? Should Disney take care of that? Should I go tell a cast member? I'm not touching it. This maze or labyrinth, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to call it a labyrinth because I love a good maze, but I really, really love a good labyrinth. It's actually pretty popular. There's been all kinds of families and kids walking around and running around through here, hiding behind the bushes and just having a really, really good time here in this, again, I'm going to call it a labyrinth. This is fun. I don't know why. I've never actually really walked this before. Again, I know I've walked like kind of through it, like probably just kind of skipping through just to say I've kind of walked through it. But this is the first time I've ever actually fully walked through the labyrinth.
You know what I say?
We've come to the end.
So we gotta do it the other way.
Now we got it. That's right, because as Shawn always says, you've never fully done a labyrinth unless you've done it twice. One way and then back around the other way. So, all right, we going back through?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so this really is a fun maze, a fun labyrinth. I'm digging this. This is really cool. Again, it's not very big. It's not large. It's pretty tiny, all things considered. It's not difficult to find your way through. I mean, yes, if it was a traditional labyrinth, you wouldn't have to find your way through. You just follow the path. So yes, technically a bit more of a maze. I'm going to say that. Yes, it is more of a maze than a labyrinth, but it's not a very difficult one. Not difficult to find your way through. Not very many dead ends. All the dead ends just kind of like end like right there. You just literally turn around and you're good to go. There are some circles, but not confusing circles. I've also heard people call this a meditation garden. So maybe that's what we should call it. Maybe it's not a labyrinth. Maybe it's not a maze. Maybe it's a meditation garden. Or maybe it's a little bit of all three. Maybe you guys can just call it. It's Disney. And we're in Epcot right now. It's all about using your imagination. So call it whatever you want. You know what I'm going to call it?
Imagination.
You know what I'm going to call it?
What?
I'm going to call it fun. That's what it is. It's just fun. And that is what is the... Wait, I did get lost. Look at that. I started to go this way, but you don't want to go that way. You want to actually go this way through the hedges to properly go through. Oh my gosh. I was here I am telling everybody it's easy. You're not going to get lost. I just got lost. Yes, I know technically there's a stepping stone, but I think technically there should be a bush there. So, yeah. I just got lost in the maze here at Epcot. Now I just have one little spark of inspiration is at the heart of all hedge mazes. If you enjoy going through labyrinths, come back to the United Kingdom Pavilion and walk around here. You probably won't get lost, but you might right over there. But don't worry, if you do, there's a stepping stone, so you can just walk over it, but don't go through the holes in the hedges. And also definitely make sure you stay off the steps and the stage. Please remain off steps and stage. No going up there unless you're that really awesome rock band who plays here every day, playing all the I think they're called like the British Invasion or something like that. They play all kinds of awesome Beatles and like Rolling Stones, I think. All kinds of cool music, cool UK music comes out of here throughout the day. I think come like, ooh. Well, we have yet another video now of me almost falling to my death. Thankfully, it's not like last time here in Disney where I did fall completely on my butt and really hurt myself. I was in a bit of pain for the next couple of weeks after that. But anyway, since I almost fell to my death, that gave me a second to catch my breath and look up the name of the band. It's Command Performance. That's the name of the band that plays here. It plays a whole bunch of awesome like British Invasion rock music. They're really good. I recommend checking them out. They're pretty awesome. Just mind the bush, because you don't. You might had I fallen backwards, that would have really stunk. Although we could be rich now, so. Okay, so what I want to know about this labyrinth is, which way do we head? We could go this way, the way we're already going. Okay. We could go back the way we came from, which I don't want to do because that's where the Hedge of Death is. The hedge that will now forever be known as the Hedge of Death. That's where that's located. I'm going to stay far away from there, so we're not going to go that way. But again, we could just continue the path we're already going. Okay. Or we could go this way? Have people actually walked through there? I mean, I'm not surprised, but where do you think that takes you? You're definitely not supposed to go through there, but you can see people have gone that way. And I gotta be honest, now I'm curious, where does that path take you? Should we go that way?
Let's go this way.
You're probably right. All right, Shawn's gonna be my lookout. Hopefully there's no cast members around who are going to yell at me, but I gotta just check out what's back here. And it's just a little path that people who weren't supposed to go back here made. It just goes behind the bushes. We're not going to go that way because A, you're not supposed to go that way. That's off limits. You will get in trouble if a cast member sees you going back there. And B, we've already established there's possibly poison ivy back there.
Yeah.
And I used to get poison ivy quite a lot as a kid. It's not fun. Don't want to get it again. Have you ever had poison ivy? It stinks. You don't want poison ivy. We're not going to go that way. All right, so I think we have pretty much found our way through the maze, although Shawn is definitely getting lost. Wait, have you actually, like no joke, have you actually gotten lost? Do you know where you're going? Yeah, do you? Which way do we go? No, we're not going towards the Hedge of Death. We're just going to stay far away from the Hedge of Death. Yeah, I think this is the correct way. You see, it's a tiny little maze, but now that we're walking through it, we're realizing you can actually get lost. If you're not paying attention, you can get lost in the maze. But we have found our way out.
We officially did it.
We officially done it. We officially done the Epcot UK Pavilion Labyrinth / maze / meditation garden / fun. It is really awesome to be standing out here and just listening to everybody saying, let's go through the maze. And oh my gosh, there's a maze right here. People are just freaking out. The kids are freaking out. Adults, teenagers, kids, everybody is loving the maze. And I know for a lot of you out there watching, you might be thinking, yeah, I've done this hundreds of times. Me and my kids, we love it. I love it. My wife and I love it. Whatever, whoever you are, I'm sure this is really old news for you. But again, I'm only now realizing that I've never really, stepping stone, that I've never really walked this way before. I've never done this before. So yes, old news for most people probably, but for people like Shawn and I, it's new. It's things we knew about, but things we're only now doing for the first time. And for just like hundreds and dozens and just like thousands of people, just now alone, we're just hearing people now alone saying, oh my gosh, it's a maze, let's go through it. So for lots of people, every single day, probably hundreds, if not thousands of people every single day, this is a new experience for them, and they're excited about this. This is cool. I hope Disney never gets rid of this. I like it. I like a good labyrinth or maze. But yeah, this is
Or meditation.
our meditation garden, our fun. But oh no, but we just need to stay far away from the hedge of death. Anyway, this is fun. This is cool. Everybody's enjoying this. We're enjoying this. If you guys are here in the UK Pavilion, you've got to check this out. All right, guys, so I do think that is just about going to do it for the Epcot UK Pavilion Labyrinth. This is cool. This is pretty awesome. As two people who love labyrinths so much, it is cool to know that this is here and that you can come out here and walk around this. And again, there's so many families who we've seen as we've been out here filming and walking around. We've seen so many different families having a blast out here, having so much fun walking around, kids running around, again, hiding behind the hedges, families, the moms and the dads just kind of waiting over there. There's benches. See, Disney's smart. They put benches all along the front of the labyrinth because they know mom and dad can just take a load off, and then the kids can run around the maze, and you can keep an eye on them unless they see this and then head that way. Be careful. Don't let your kids go that way, because we were realizing that it doesn't even bring you like back around into the labyrinth. It actually takes you like out that way. So heads up from a parent who let a kid one time run around in an area of Disney World where we thought he couldn't get out of. They'll find a way. They will find a way to get. You were pretty young, but yeah, they will find a way to get themselves lost. So just a heads up, mom and dad, if you do let your kids run around in here, maybe warn them not to go into the bushes because they could get potentially lost. Yes, and there's poison ivy apparently. Disney, take care of that. That's not good. So anyway, awesome, amazing hedge maze. Stay out of the tunnels. Don't be going through there. That's not a tunnel. That's not. I don't think that's supposed to be there. That is something kids should not have been doing. But all right, this is cool. This is awesome. We've now walked this maze, this labyrinth, like 6 times? But we're just having too much fun with it. And are we? Oh no, I thought for a second we were lost, but now we've once again found our way out. But all right, pretty awesome, pretty cool. Had to get out here. Had to document this, to check this out, and I'm only now realizing this is my first time ever actually like really doing this labyrinth. And your first time ever doing it, right?
Yes.
That was cool. Would you recommend it?
Yeah.
Yeah, get out here,
10 out of 10.
Check it out. 10 out of 10 would recommend?
Yes.
Totally.
Most labyrinths are like that, unless you clearly either can't see the path or it's just not even a labyrinth.
There's been a few labyrinths you and I have been to that we wouldn't recommend. This one,
yes.
totally recommend it. Just stay away from the poison ivy
And holes.
and the hedge of death. All right, guys. So yeah, that's going to do it from the UK Pavilion here at Epcot, where you got the awesome hedge maze / labyrinth / meditation garden / fun. Go check that out. That is pretty cool. Maybe you're waiting in line to meet Winnie the Pooh and your kids are getting restless. Mom, or dad, hold your spot in line and then bring your kids over here to run around in the labyrinth. They'll have a fantastic time. But all right, that's going to do it for us. As always, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Check down below for links to Patreon. If you guys do become a patron, I will send you a postcard every single month from the road. Also check down below for a link to Spreadshirt, where you can grab yourself t-shirts and hoodies and tank tops and hats and buttons and stickers and all kinds of cool stuff like that. And most importantly, be sure to hit that join button and become a member of this channel and gain early access to all of our videos. All that stuff really does help support the show, and it keeps the show going. It brings us out to awesome places like Labyrinth in Walt Disney World, So we really do appreciate the help. We really do appreciate the support. But all right, guys. So if you watch this video all the way and to the very end, I know, hashtag Hedge of Death. See, we both we were on board for that one. Hashtag Hedge of Death. Ugh. See that girl right there? She met the hedge of death. She's like, oh, I gotta stay away from that. All right, guys, that's gonna do it again. Thanks for watching. Again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and if you do hit that subscribe button, or you are subscribed, then we will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hold on, guys. Wait a minute. There's still one more thing I want to show you. From two Labyrinth lovers to how many other Labyrinth lovers. I've got to show you guys this as well. Now, unfortunately, this you can't actually walk through. It's not an attraction you can actually do, but it is something pretty cool you can look at. I want to show you guys this. Again, Labyrinth/Hedge Maze here in France. Check that out. That is pretty cool. Every time I walk past this, I always think, man, would I love to walk through that. I think it's supposed to actually look like this right here. That is pretty awesome. I would love to be able to get in there and just roam around. So if anybody out there works for the parks and can let me go in there for like a good 20 minutes and just kind of walk around and film, let me know. I want to do it. I promise I'll stay on the paths. I promise I won't tunnel any holes through the hedges. I won't walk over them. I'll be very, very gentle. I'll be good. I just want to walk through there someday. Definitely bucket list item. Someday I got to get in there and be able to walk through that. That is pretty cool. So just want to show you guys the other Hedge Maze/Labyrinth here, but unfortunately one you can't actually walk through. All right, you want to go check out the American Pavilion?
Yeah.
And catch some more Pokemon?
Yeah.
All right, guys. So subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.